Okay, so my video dropped me off right here at our second sentence that we were making notes on. Zoe feels tired. Tired is an adjective describing how Zoe is. So we then put a predicate adjective. Feels is the linking verb and subject is Zoe. Now let's go down here and we have John. John is the subject. Is the linking verb. And then what is linking back? It's another noun. So this time we're going to put a PN for fireman. Now, looking at our sentences, we still have words that are not identified. So let's go back up here to the soup tastes salty to me. So we didn't identify the word the, but believe it or not, the is an adjective. It's what we call an article, and we'll get into that in another chapter. We identified soup as the subject, taste as the linking verb, and salty as the predicate adjective. But can someone tell me what to me is? Well, Mrs. Flippo, I hope they said it was a prepositional phrase. This is not anything new, but sometimes when we're looking to identify the parts of a sentence when there's a prepositional phrase, it can kind of trip us up. So if we really know our prepositions and we can identify those phrases, then we can go ahead and we can set them apart, and we know that they do not need to have a label put above them. So in this case, we're going to put a parenthesis around it because that is a prepositional phrase. Now let's look down here at our next sentence. Zoe feels tired. Zoe is the subject. Feels is labeled as the linking verb, and tired is labeled as the predicate adjective. But what is after practice? I hope you all said that it was a prepositional phrase, and you would be right. And so we're going to put a parenthesis around it to set it aside. We know that a prepositional phrase begins with the preposition and it ends with the object. So if you really wanted to identify it, you could put a P above it, and then, let's see, my cursor wanted to go away with me, and then you could put OP above practice. But I think that kind of makes things a little too chaotic, so we'll just stick with the parentheses. Okay, now let's look at our third sentence. John is a fireman in Ohio. John has been labeled as the subject. Is the linking verb. We have a right here. That's in the same category as the, and it's an article and it's an adjective. Fireman is the noun that renames John, so it's called a predicate noun. And then we have in Ohio. Anyone want to guess what in Ohio is? You would be right. It is a prepositional phrase. And so we're going to set it apart with with parentheses, I'm sorry. So, I'm going to take a minute right now, and if any of you are not clear on what I've just gone over in your book, stop the video. Mrs. Flippo, you can stop the video and take any questions if anyone is confused. I'm going to go ahead and press on because you can stop the video and stop me anytime you like. Let's go back up to our yellow box and read what else is there for us to go over. It says a quick way to identify words is to label them, which is exactly what we've done. You have S for subject, LV for linking verb, PN for predicate noun, and PA for predicate adjective. It may help you identify the PN and PA if you put parentheses around the prepositional phrases in the sentence. Remember that a prepositional phrase begins with a preposition and ends with the object of the preposition. and includes all the words in between. And then you have a little post-it note. It says, remember, the word that renames the subject is a predicate noun. The word that describes the subject is a predicate adjective. All right. So now Mrs. Flippo is going to stop the video, and you guys are going to work on pages 83 and 84, and then she's going to restart the video and in a few minutes, and we're going to go over the answers to those sentences. I am including the apply and write in this exercise because it wants you to write a sentence where you use a predicate noun and a sentence where you use a predicate adjective. I will let Mrs. Flippo be the judge of the sentences you write, but you should definitely include that exercise as part of your classwork. All right. Now that you've done the classwork, let's go over your answers and see how you did. In the first part, it said to put parentheses around any prepositional phrases, underline the simple subject once, underline the linking verb twice, and then label the words using the code. Okay, so number 1, the skates smell sweaty. Does anyone see a prepositional phrase in that sentence? The answer would be no, so there's nothing to put parentheses around. So, the subject of the sentence is skates, so you should have an S written above skates, and it should be underlined once. The verb is smell, so there should be an LV above smell, and there should be 2 lines under smell. And then sweaty is a describing word, so it should be PA above sweaty. Number 2, my sister looks excited about the game. Does anyone see a prepositional phrase in that sentence? Hopefully you said yes, because that prepositional phrase is about the game. So you should have parentheses around the phrase about the game. Okay, so now let's identify our subject, linking verb, and predicate noun or adjective. Sister is the subject. Looks is your linking verb, and excited is your predicate adjective. Make sure that you have labeled them and you have underlined them as directed. Number 3, the players are students at Christian Heritage Academy. Do we have a prepositional phrase in that sentence? Yes, we do. And that means you should have a parentheses put around at Christian Heritage Academy. And now let's identify the other parts of the sentence. Players is your subject, are is the linking verb, and students is the noun that renames players, so you should have PN above that word. And number 4, the teams appear ready in their uniforms. Can we find a prepositional phrase in that sentence? And you would be right if you said in their uniforms. There should be a parentheses around that phrase. Teams is your subject, appear is your linking verb, and ready is your predicate adjective. All right, let's turn the page and go to the next set of exercises. We're going to keep going with the same type of thing we've done before. We're going to label the words. We're going to put parentheses around the prepositional phrases, and then we're going to underline the subject once and the linking verb twice. So number 1, hockey is a popular sport. Do you see a prepositional phrase in that sentence? No, you do not. So there's nothing to put parentheses around. Hockey is our subject, is our linking verb, and sport is the predicate noun that renames hockey. And popular are describing words describing sport. Number 2, the stick is very hard. Is there a prepositional phrase in that sentence? No, there is not. We have stick as our subject, is our linking verb, and hard as our predicate adjective. All right, number 3. In this game, the puck is a small disc. Do we have a prepositional phrase in this sentence? And hopefully you said yes. There should be parentheses around in this game. The subject is puck, the linking verb is, and disc is the predicate noun that renames puck. Number 4, the game became a sport around 1918 in Nova Scotia. Okay, now this one's a tricky one. Do we have a prepositional phrase in this sentence? Yes, because not only do we have one, we have 2. We should have parentheses around 1918. So you should have parenthesis around 1918, close parenthesis, then another parenthesis in Nova Scotia, close parenthesis. That's your, those are your 2 prepositional phrases. Game is your subject. Became is your linking verb because that's a form of be, a being verb. And sport is your predicate noun which renames game. Last one, number 5. Do we have a prepositional phrase in the first game of hockey was thrilling? Yes, we do. You should have parentheses around of hockey. The subject of the sentence is game, was is the linking verb, and thrilling is the predicate adjective that is describing game. Now, let's look down here at the next set. It's 6 through 10. Here you have to put parentheses around the prepositional phrases, label the words using the code, and then write the code, the sentence pattern on the line. So I've warned you several times this year that you need to make sure you're following all the directions. Don't cut corners. Do exactly as it's asked because that will cost you points, so don't get lazy. All right, number 6. In hockey history, Laurent Chabot is famous. In it, we have a prepositional phrase, so there should be a parentheses around in hockey history. Laurent Chabot, that's a proper noun, so that's a whole subject. Is the linking verb, and famous is the predicate adjective. So your sentence pattern should be SLVPA. Number 7, he was a legendary goalkeeper for the Rangers. Again, we do have a prepositional phrase. It's for the Rangers, so there should be parentheses around that. He is our subject, was is our linking verb, and goalkeeper is the noun renaming he, and that is a predicate noun. Our sentence pattern is SLVPN. Number 8, helmets are important equipment for hockey players. In this sentence, we have the prepositional phrase for hockey players, so there should be a parentheses around that. Helmets is the subject, are is the linking verb, and equipment is the predicate noun that renames helmets. So your sentence pattern should be SLVPN. Number 9, Bill Beveridge was a goalie for the St. Louis Eagles. For the St. Louis Eagles is your prepositional phrase. Then Bill Beveridge, again, is another proper noun, so that is all a subject. Linking verb is was, and the predicate noun is goalie. Your sentence pattern should be SLVPN. And number 10, the Eagles were not popular at that time. Your prepositional phrase is at that time. Your subject is Eagles. Your linking verb is were. And popular is your predicate adjective, which makes your sentence pattern SLVPA. All right, so after Mrs. Flippo listens to your sentences for the apply and write, she's going to give you out page 27, which you will do for homework tonight. All right, guys, hopefully I'll see you sometime this week, but if not, I will check back in with you on Wednesday's video. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.